Yo, what's going on guys? It is Friend, and today we are going to be going over the update notes for October 15th, 2020. I want to start by going ahead and saying that Death is throwing his annual Halloween party at his manor, and you can use the portal north of home to see if anything mischievous is happening this year. So the Halloween event is officially here. I am really happy about this. You can get your awesome Halloween cosmetics and complete that event. Now, let's get on to the additions. So, all the bosses under KC now have boss timers, except for Barrows. So the timer is going to start as soon as you attack the boss for the first time, and at the end of the kill, you'll get a message in the chat with your kill count, your current time, and whether or not it's a new personal record. The fight caves and fight kiln will have their timers start as soon as you enter the caves, and your personal fastest kill for every boss will be displayed in the kill count menu. In addition, the coin magnet has been added to the prestige shop for 500 prestige points, and this untradeable item will instantly pick up coins from NPC drops and add them to your money pouch. The Chicken God will now announce the amount of damage the top player did, along with the fact that they were top damage. Everybody else will get a message in the chat saying how much damage they did. The healing effect from undead chickens during the Chicken God fight will now display as healed damage. Non-implemented seeds will now give XP when crushed by the seedicide. The chill zone now has a 5-minute preview for non-donators, just like the super donator zone and regular donator zone. You can now right-click on skill capes and master skill capes, which will describe their perk to you, so you don't have to go find that forum post or search through on the main homepage. Drygores have had their combat animations properly fixed, so they'll use the melee attack up close and the magic attack from a distance. A few more emotes were unlocked that were previously locked, but not all of them work quite yet, so we don't have that breakdance emote just yet. Crystal key drops from NPCs will now spawn with a loot beam on top of them, so they are much easier to find in the pile of drops. The vanilla maxed title was added, which is unlocked when you've achieved at least level 99 at 1x RuneScape rates in all skills. The ancient magic teleports will now properly give you a warning if you're teleporting to the wilderness. That's all we've got for the additions so far, so let's get into the adjustments. So it looks like the Drygores have had their price increased yet again to 750 prestige points rather than the previous 500. And that was due to the higher number of prestige points entering the game. This was a bit of a controversial adjustment, but we'll get into that a little more towards the end of the video. A bunch of skeleton NPCs that didn't count towards the skeleton slayer task now count. The drag to buy option in shops was redisabled. The mummy inside the engraved sarcophagus will no longer be aggressive after it spawns in Pyramid Plunder. The flask decanting method is much more efficient now with a large number of items, and it won't freeze up if you have an extra large amount of cash in your inventory. The Dagonoth Kings now require their correct weakness attack style to damage them, so you can't fully AFK them anymore, you do have to change up your style a bit. The Strike Worm dig attacks are now much smoother and won't sometimes get cut off. The message when a crystal key drops while skilling now correctly states a crystal key instead of a key piece for God Plus donators. And lastly, for the bug fixes this update, it looks like the animations for several NPCs were fixed, including Ganodermic Beasts, Ganodermic Runts, the Evil Chickens, Grotworms, and it looks like alching a stackable item with a full inventory will no longer drop coins on the floor, it just prevents you from alching altogether. You can no longer alch if your cash stack will overflow. Fixed an issue where the run button could become unsynced with whether you're actually running or not. Fixed a few issues with the wise old man input string and upgraded him to the new method. Fixed some outdated information on the hunter skill dialogue. Fixed the typo on the players list. You can no longer water patches as it really didn't do anything before and was just causing bugs. And remove some NPC spawns that didn't belong. So it looks like that's about all we have for October 15th's update this year, but I do want to touch a little bit more on some of the updates in particular, mainly that being the coin magnet, which was just released, as well as the increase in price on Drygores. So the coin magnet, I think this was a wonderful update. It does seem a little overpriced to me for what it is, It is 500 prestige points, and that is quite a bit, especially for players who are grinding out comp. I mean, you're going to have to drop 300 on your first party cloak, and then if you want a Drygore, that's another 750 now, plus this being another 500. It just adds up really quick, and for being an untradeable prestige point item, I really think this should be more along the lines of 200 to 300 points for what it is, especially when you compare it to other untradables such as the Magic Secateurs, which are incredibly useful at only 150 prestige points. So we can get more into this in another video if y'all want, but I do think a great addition for the coin magnet would actually be to allow it to collect your Slayer caskets for you, if it's going to stay at 500 prestige points. That, in my mind, would make it completely worth it, because I never really cry too much over missing a coins drop from a monster, but I do get a little upset whenever I see that Slayer casket despawn because I didn't catch it in time. Now, as for the Drygores, I am genuinely surprised that they were upped again. I thought the jump from 300 to 500 was already a stretch, but now we've gone another 250 above that. We're sitting at 750 prestige points for one Drygore. Now, I do get that a lot of higher level players in the game are bringing in Drygores left and right because they're constantly hitting P4, P5, P6 skills. But what about the little guys? You know, what about the new accounts who are Ironmen or just low level and want to get the prestiges out of the way themselves so they can unlock these items? Now, that's kind of where the controversy comes in, and I leave that up to you guys. If you want this changed, please post in the comments below. Please go on the forums, make your case, state your case. Drygores, something needs to change. Now, I don't know if that's going to be adding something like Calfight King or a new method altogether for obtaining the weapons, but there's just too much of a gap right now between Chaotix and Tier 90. It's too much of a gap, especially for Iron Man players, and I really feel for you guys, I do. So hopefully we can get this changed and it's not like this for too long, but time will tell. Well, that about wraps up the updates for October 15th, 2020. I want to thank you all for watching and have a great day.